You're sending money to a friend, and suddenly the transaction fee costs more than the money itself. Ever wonder why the blockchain everyone says will change the world feels like it's actively punishing you for using it? Today I'll explain Ethereum Layer 2s like you're 5 years old. By the end, you'll understand how these express lanes make Ethereum usable again, why major companies are building on them, and whether they're the future of digital money or just duct tape on a broken machine. Most people think Ethereum is just where you buy tokens or store NFTs. But Ethereum is actually a giant decentralized computer that runs thousands of apps. It handles billions in transactions. It powers everything from lending platforms to digital art markets. The problem? That computer is slow. Really slow. Ethereum processes about 15 transactions per second. Visa handles over 4,000. When lots of people try using Ethereum at once, the whole network clogs up like a highway during rush hour. And when it clogs, fees explode. You might pay $5 to send $20, or $50 to claim a $100 reward. That's not a bug. That's how Ethereum was designed. Every transaction gets checked by thousands of computers around the world to keep things secure and decentralized. Security costs speed. Now imagine Ethereum as a courthouse. Every single transaction is a case that needs a judge, a jury, documentation, and a final verdict recorded in permanent records. It's incredibly secure because everyone's watching and everything's verified. But it's also incredibly slow because every little thing requires the full ceremony. You can't speed up a courthouse by telling the judge to work faster. You'd compromise the quality of justice. Same with Ethereum. You can't just make it process more transactions without risking the decentralization and security that make it valuable. So developers came up with a different idea. What if we handle most of the work outside the courthouse, then just file the final paperwork inside? That's a Layer 2. Here's how it works. A Layer 2 is a separate system built on top of Ethereum. It takes hundreds or thousands of transactions and processes them quickly in its own environment. Then it bundles them together. Finally, it posts one single summary back to Ethereum. Ethereum doesn't see every individual transaction anymore. It just sees the final results. Think of it like this. Instead of mailing 1,000 individual letters, you pack them all into one box. The post office only handles one item instead of 1,000. Faster, cheaper, same destination. That's what Layer 2s do for Ethereum. They batch everything up, so Ethereum's expensive security only gets used once for a huge pile of work. This matters to you because Layer 2s drop fees from $50 to 50 cents, sometimes even 5 cents. In some cases, fractions of a penny. During peak times on regular Ethereum, a simple token swap might cost $80. On a Layer 2, that same swap costs less than a quarter. Suddenly, you can actually use Ethereum apps without feeling like you're being robbed. You can trade tokens, mint NFTs, play blockchain games, and move money around the way these things were always meant to work. And you still get Ethereum's security underneath because that final summary gets recorded on Ethereum itself. If anyone tries to cheat or fake a transaction on the Layer 2, Ethereum catches it. But here's where it gets interesting. There are two main types of Layer 2s that work in completely different ways. The first type is called Optimistic Rollups. Think of these as the trust but verify approach. They assume every transaction is honest unless proven otherwise. They batch everything up, post it to Ethereum, and say, here's what happened. Then there's a waiting period, usually about 7 days, where anyone can challenge the results. If someone spots fraud, they submit proof, and the bad transaction gets reversed. If no one complains, the transactions become final. It's like innocent until proven guilty. Examples include Arbitrum and Optimism, two of the biggest Layer 2s in the world right now. They're fast, they're cheap, and they work great as long as someone's watching. The 7-day wait only matters if you're moving money back to main Ethereum. For everyday use, everything feels instant. The second type uses something called zero-knowledge proofs. Don't let the fancy name scare you. Here's what it means in plain English. These Layer 2s use math to prove every transaction is valid before posting anything to Ethereum.
There's no waiting period because the proof itself is undeniable.
Imagine proving you know a password without actually revealing the password. Or proving you're over 21 without showing your ID. That's zero-knowledge cryptography. It's like showing up to court with a DNA test, a video recording, and 10 witnesses. The judge doesn't need to wait and see if anyone objects. The proof is instant and impossible to fake. These are called ZK-Rollups. Examples include ZK Sync and Starknet. They're faster to finalize and theoretically more secure. but they're also harder to build and more expensive to run. Now check this out. Apps are starting to live entirely on Layer 2s instead of Ethereum itself. Base, a Layer 2 built by Coinbase, hosts social apps and payment systems. It processed over 1 million transactions in a single day last year. Arbitrum runs massive trading platforms processing hundreds of millions in volume daily. Optimism powers prediction markets and entire NFT ecosystems. These aren't just side projects, they're becoming the main stage. And the reason is simple. Users go where things are cheap and fast. Developers go where users are. Layer 2s are now where the action happens. Even major brands launching blockchain projects are skipping main Ethereum entirely and going straight to Layer 2s. But this creates a new problem. If everyone moves to different Layer 2s, how do you move money or assets between them? Right now, going from Arbitrum to Optimism means bridging back to Ethereum first. That takes time and costs fees. It's like flying from Boston to Philadelphia, but having to connect through Atlanta. Developers are working on direct bridges between Layer 2s, but it's messy. You end up with fragmented liquidity and confusing user experiences. If a bridge gets hacked, you could lose everything. Some people argue this defeats the purpose of having one unified Ethereum ecosystem. Others say it's just growing pains, and eventually everything will connect smoothly. Here's what you need to understand. Layer 2s are solving Ethereum's biggest weakness without changing Ethereum itself. They preserve decentralization and security while unlocking speed and affordability. That's huge. But they also add complexity. You need to know which Layer 2 your app is on. You need to trust that the Layer 2 is run honestly. You need to manage multiple wallets, multiple interfaces, multiple ecosystems. For crypto veterans, it's manageable. For normal people just trying to send money or buy something, it's still confusing. The learning curve hasn't disappeared. It's just shifted. Ethereum's creator, Vitalik Buterin, has said the future is rollup-centric. That means Ethereum itself becomes the security foundation, while Layer 2s handle everything users actually touch. Ethereum becomes the courthouse, the final authority, the source of truth. But daily life happens elsewhere, faster and cheaper. If that vision works, Ethereum could handle millions of transactions per second across dozens of Layer 2s, all of them secured by one decentralized base layer. That would make Ethereum competitive with Visa, with MasterCard, with any traditional payment system. It would make crypto actually usable for mainstream adoption. Your coffee purchase, your rent payment, your paycheck could all run on Ethereum technology without you even knowing it. But if Layer 2s fragment too much, the dream falls apart. If bridges stay clunky, if security breaks down, the whole system could collapse. You'd end up with a mess of incompatible networks that happen to use Ethereum's name but don't deliver on its promise. The worst of both worlds. Complexity without unity, speed without trust. So to recap, Ethereum is slow and expensive because it prioritizes security and decentralization. Layer 2s process transactions off-chain, batch them together, and post summaries to Ethereum. This cuts fees by up to 99%. Optimistic rollups assume honesty and let people challenge fraud during a waiting period. ZK-Rollups use mathematical proofs for instant verification without any trust required. Apps are moving to Layer 2s like Arbitrum, Optimism, and Base because users demand speed and low costs. But fragmentation between Layer 2s creates challenges around moving assets and maintaining a unified experience. Vitalik's vision is a roll-up-centric future, where Ethereum becomes the security layer for millions of transactions per second. So here's the real question, and I want your honest take in the comments. If Ethereum only works when you build an entirely separate system on top of it, is it actually solving the problem, or just proving it can't scale on its own?